on this Gregorian calendar for 2026. This will be our first broadcast, and lots of things have been happening around the world. And as we travel and we improve our thinking, we cannot fail to observe the winds of change that are happening around the face of the world today. It is with a great pleasure that I welcome you to the platform, a learning platform. And some of you were worried. Yes, I have been tampering around with a bit of AI, converting some of the messages we've been developing over the couple of years to turn it into music, videos for AI consumption. It's not about the picture. It's not about the tool itself. It's about how do we adapt our message and be able to package it so that the younger generation and other types of consumers of our content can be able to access those content, that content. So yes, I've been tampering with AI, and I'm learning how to use these music videos and create a whole new platform so that other people, those that don't have concentration in terms of reading, can also be able to listen to the messaging through song. So I think I worked over the past 2 weeks, and I think we have been able to create about 300 songs plus, which are now available on Spotify and other platforms. But please don't worry about the musicology part of it. I would suggest that you worry more about the content, the quality of information that we are sending through those messages. And I think one of my favorite videos we've done so far, America, Stop This Nonsense. America, Stop This Nonsense. Beautiful song. You can scroll back on the page there and you'll be able to find those videos. And then the other one I uploaded, it's all about gold, oil. Yeah, all about gold and oil and profit over people. And the politics which we are entering into is quite fascinating. The capitalism that is actually a twin brother of democracy. We are creating a monster. The last few weeks have been fascinating as the world is sitting on the edge of the bench, not sure who will shoot the first bullet into the air. And as you rightfully have been able to observe the developments in Venezuela, fascinating stuff. Another type of democracy. And you have not forgotten Panama. You have not forgotten Cuba. You have not forgotten Venezuela. You have not forgotten Vietnam. You have not forgotten Afghanistan. You have not forgotten Pearl Harbor, the Pigs Bay. You have not forgotten Libya. You have not forgotten Iraq. You have not forgotten the assassinations of many African leaders at home and afar. The quality of American democracy, it is that which is designed to serve American interests. And these interests are all emanating from the bottomless pit of capitalism, where materials must be gathered, gold must be gathered, oil must be gathered, and America is positioning herself to sit at the center of the biggest reserves of all these resources in the world. Now that they cannot access Russia for gas, so Mozambique, Somalia, and other places that seem to have big reserves of gas are on standby. Now that the relationships with the Middle East and Russia is shaky, and the waters of the Mediterranean and Indian Ocean are proving not to be safe for the shipment of American oil, the America has not been embarrassed. The whole democracy of America has not been embarrassed to walk through into another state called Venezuela, Venezuela, by the way, if you want to know anything, it has nothing to do with drugs. It has nothing to do with, the shipment of criminals into America, all that rubbish. Do your research. America has the biggest oil reserves in the world. And in the words of Donald Trump himself, we are going in there to take over the mining of oil. We are going to be making lots and lots of money. We are going to be taking American companies into Venezuela, and we are going to start trading and dealing with oil. And loud and clear, the White House has made it very clear that their interventions in Venezuela has very little to do with democracy. It is all about oil. It's all about gas. It's all about gold. And whoever has those resources is able to drive the technologies of the future. Inclusive to that, of course, is liquid lithium and liquid coal and oil that is in Greenland. So we have a new problem that is coming up right now, where the once considered quarantine area of the world, which are the ice walls up in the north, America is breaking that NATO agreement and wants to go and then take over that place so that in advance they can begin to explore the resources that are there. But better still, they are taking over of Greenland, positions them within a few kilometers of Russia for military strategies. So you would understand that they want to have Ukraine in the south, and they want to have the one in the east, and then they want to have the, the Greenland in the north, so that they actually be able to sandwich Russia for any possible military interventions that could be needed in the future. And these are not far-fetched stories that we're talking about. These are the realities that we are learning. And you can even find out what happened to the gold that was in Libya after America invaded that place. And the new young man who is in Libya now is beginning to ask that question. We see, yes, you are redeeming us from a dictator called Muammar Gaddafi, but after you redeemed us, when we went back to the vaults, there was no gold left. It was taken. And when this story of Libya finally hits the charts, we will be able to track how these economic raiders actually did a gold haste, an official political democratic gold haste of an African country. And there's another piece of interesting information where Venezuela, few weeks before America came to invade Venezuela, the president, of course, with the help of Russia and China, was able to move out of Venezuela all the gold and silver and some of the diamonds and reserves that are in the country, and they moved them into places of safekeeping. And as it were, America was ready to go into those vaults again and plunder those resources and take them to their vaults. So we are still waiting to see how CIA and America would respond now that what they were looking for is no longer found in the vault, but it has been kept somewhere else. But the intention is not to worry you much about the wars of Venezuela. My interest is Africa. With the wars that are happening in the north, in Ukraine, with the wars that are happening in the Middle East, with the wars that are happening in South America, and the instability of the global economies are beginning to look for new investment destinations. And frankly speaking, right now, Asia is a bit shady and shaky, with Japan and Taiwan crossing spears over Chinese invasions, and Europe is shaking because America, through Ukraine, has created a problem for Russian oil to fuel the European industries. South America is now being pushed into a war. So if you are looking at that picture, the only safe place right now, which will be safe for investments, it could be Africa. And Africa now stands at a window of opportunity where we become a favorable investment destination. And this now has to speak to our African governments to turn the quality of their politics. People are now desperate to buy properties in South Africa. The Israelis have invaded South Africa vigorously, and Eastern Europe is also coming into South Africa vigorously, buying properties and running away from war. And while you are at that, you are beginning to see in places like Kenya, with the coming in of the United Nations, in as much as they say they are coming for world peace, they're coming there because they can no longer afford their bills in Geneva and in New York. And when Kenya is celebrating the coming in of the United Nations, the question is, if they cannot afford their lives in the US and in Geneva, why are they coming here? And while we are at that, take note that United Nations is buying off many of the properties up in Kenya, pushing the poor people away from their own, from the land of their own ancestors. These multinational companies and non-government organizations are beginning to put their dirty hands on our land. So yes, when they come into a country, look at the policies, how friendly is it for them to access a means of production. So I can report from Kenya that much of that mountain just above the Uhuru Park, National Park, all that mountain used to belong to the local people. It was coffee farms and coffee fields, and now it has been taken over by the diplomats from United Nations and other interested NGOs who are buying out all the Kenyans away from their land and pushing them further into poverty. I would like to pass a comment for this morning, that when we have this window of opportunity, we cannot do business as usual as Africans. We needed to walk quickly to our presidents, we need to walk quickly to our parliaments, and we need to start creating and writing new policies that can begin to harness these opportunities and protecting our own people. We have seen in our own country in Zimbabwe, we have seen it in Ghana, we've seen it in Zambia, that in as much as the Look East policy came in on time when it was lucrative, but I can tell you now that Europe, the colonizers, are back by default, America is no longer safe for investments. Europe is no longer safe for investments, and the Middle East is a bit shady for investments, and the whole BRICS currency has thrown in new types of dynamics onto the scramble of Africa. And as we look at this, I hope that the quality of our politicians are those that are adaptable, those that can begin to look and understand the movement and the direction of the global politics, and we position ourselves in that direction. And I would want also to pass a comment to say, with this word that used to be used very recklessly, we need to start pushing it away from our narratives. This word of a coup, you know, there was a coup d'etat over there and coup d'etat over there. Not all of these things are coup d'etats. Madagascar is not a coup d'etat. Mali is not a coup d'etat. Niger is not a coup d'etat. Burkina Faso is not a coup d'etat. There is a wind of change that is blowing across the continent. And this is the revolution, where the young people have now understood that the old oligarchs who have been sitting in presidential and parliamentary bureaucracy and hierarchical inhibitions of their own progress have now found out that they can push these governments out of their way. Service delivery becomes key important. Free education becomes important. Beneficiation of raw materials becomes important. Job creation becomes important. Health becomes important, so that we are able to start servicing our people honestly. And unfortunately, some of our leaders who have been taking money from Africa and banking it up in Europe, you will be embarrassed to know that you may not be able to take that money out of these war-torn zones. as America and Europe are slowly going down to be pulled into war. We may find that some of the money that was stashed up in some of the European and Virgin Islands and some of the tax havens around the world, that money might be taken from where it is into sponsoring wars. It is important, therefore, for us to begin to invest towards Africa. How do you say Congo is poor when the money of Mobutu Sese Seko is actually the backbone of the Swiss government, together with Obote and other military and civil and dictators who have been ruling Africa, who take the economy of the country as their personal investment and go into the coffers of the taxpayers and take all these monies and then move it out into foreign accounts. And now to bring that money back into Africa, you need to sign and write books that cannot be found. You must resurrect your mother from the grave to come and sign some of those affidavits. Yet they talk about democracy, they talk about transparency, they talk about development. But how do you talk about development? Norwegians, the Swedish, and some of the North American, in North Europe, are talking about all this beneficiation of Africans, bringing us loans and bringing us grants and what. These are not grants. These are profits from the money of your dictators that have been sitting in their coffers, and they're trying to look like they're humanitarians. And it is important, my good people, that we begin to develop a different quality of politician, a different quality of a leader who is aware of the global activities and global movements of money, of work, and war is business. War is business. When every bullet is shot out there, someone is paying for that bullet. Someone is paying for those boots. Someone is paying for that uniform. Someone is paying for those grenades. Someone is paying for those aeroplanes. Someone is paying for the salaries of those people that are at war. The question is, who is paying for all this? The government is paying. But where is the government getting the money? The government is getting the money from the people that are supplying these military equipments, and the government and these manufacturers are in the business of creating wars so that they can actually be able to create benefit and create profit out of war. So behind that, insurance companies are involved. Not only insurance companies, you also have, bankers are involved. You are able to understand this tripartite of evil men that are sitting behind the curtains of our poverty, creating wars so that they can bank and make money out of that. And it is clear that when America is at war, their currency actually does very well, because that is a moment when their GDP goes up, their export, goes up, the amount of equipment they are sending out goes up. Also gives them some few permissions in terms of policy diversions, because in times of war, the president steps up to become a super god where he can make decisions all by himself. And some of you thought that I was crazy a little bit earlier on, and you're talking about democracy. There you go. There is the most democratic country in the world called America. And now you tell me, what kind of democracy are you talking about? When a full government of democracy can walk into another country that is sovereign by itself, less its politics, and simply impose themselves on that. While you're on that, he's talking about going to invade Greenland. He's talking about coming to some of the African countries. He's already in Nigeria. Why in Nigeria? Strategic position for Burkina Faso in the Sahel state, over and above the rare earth minerals that have been found in northern Nigeria, which is an Islamically occupied area, and America wants access to some of those minerals that are there over and above global politics. So all these military stations that America has put around the world has nothing to do with democracy. It has to do with managing strategic resources around the world so that they're able to monitor the notorious and mischievous boys and call them to order through that. Africa is a window of opportunity, a window of opportunity. Let us stop using old policies to attract these new qualities of investments. And we'll be able, therefore, to collect a new quality of investor that is coming to the continent. Let us not feel sorry for them. Let us actually tighten up our policies so that they can benefit us first. As I said in one of my videos earlier on, that if we can have the mind of Trump, America first, we can also come up with a policy, Africa first. Africa first. And if our presidents can think like that, Africa first. My people come first. Not you, the investor. People come first. And if we prioritize the people, we will never be poor. And the people, if we love them, the people will protect us. And we must always be careful. As some of the most dangerous people that we have on the face of the world are those that are sleeping in bed with our colonizers, sleeping in bed with our oppressors. And when the oppressor wants to have access to you, he won't use anybody else. He will use one of you. You can go and ask Madeira and who sold him out, who switched off the satellites, who switched off the airspace, equipment, who switched off the alarm systems in the presidential guard. It was actually his right-hand man, chief of staff, military guy. Right now he walked away with bags full of green cash for selling his own brother. It is true that in the midst of us, amongst us, we have these CIA agents, we have these sellouts, we have these hungry bastards who don't see anything except profit in their stomachs. And given an opportunity, they will sell us, will sell a country. They will sell a whole country for a bag of money. Now ask me who is corrupt. The corrupter is the one who is corrupt. The one who brings money to pollute the system, hijack governments, put puppet governments, and after that shout that African governments are incompetent. How can they be incompetent when you are the one who put them in power? Then you are the one who is incompetent. You should have looked for a better person, more qualified to come in and occupy positions of power. Africa has an opportunity for development. We need to transform our educational institutions so that we can produce the quality of leaders and politicians that are able to grasp and understand the political movement, the direction in which our politics is going. In this coming week, we're going to be very, very, very busy on this page here, discussing and talking about how we can actually improve and make Africa a favorable investment destination. And Maponga J. Live, reporting from Addis Ababa, right here in Ethiopia. It has become a construction site. Ethiopia has become a construction site. Buildings are coming up everywhere. The airport is being expanded. Big power station dam has been erected, and as you can all see right there's a construction of this building that is here. There's another construction over there. There's another construction over here. You can see from those yellow equipments that are there. That one at the back there they've just finished building that one there, standing there, still gray. It is not yet painted. And you have serious development that is taking place right here in Addis Ababa. And I must say, Addis Ababa has become a world-class city, is becoming a world-class city, and they are doing it for themselves. And critical to the development of the country, only two things are important for you to develop a country. It is steel and concrete. If you want to build the concrete jungle, which you call development, then you must make sure that steel is available, and you must also make sure that concrete is available. And for the south, we can frankly say Zimbabwe is stepping up to that game. The construction of Manize gives us an opportunity to begin to have quality steel, globally acceptable quality steel. And the next biggest thing that must happen in Zimbabwe is power, electricity. And with power, we can burn our limestone and be able to come up with good quality cement. And once you have cement and power and steel, you'll be able to unlock the whole development strategy. Even a garden boy can afford to build themselves houses. So we don't need the government to build us houses. We need an environment that is conducive so that our salaries and our investments and our products can actually be able to afford us the accommodation that we want. We have a window of opportunity, and until Africa begins to build this continent for themselves, those that are coming are not interested in building it. They're interested in what they can take out of it. We have a window of opportunity. Let's improve the quality of our leaders, and so that we can be able to tap into this movement. As the Western world is looking to protect their money, as Europe is looking to protect their money, as BRICS is coming up with new policies that are upsetting the global transactions, Africa right now remains one of the most favorable places where these investments can be harvested. The question is, are they being harvested for the benefit of the community, or they are being harvested for the benefit of the few? And I think it's high time that we begin to put the right people into positions of power, whereby we can influence the qualities of the policies that we have, so that we can drive the agenda that we want. Maponga J, yours truly.
Greetings everyone. It's another nice day and a blessed one. We meet again in our lovely channel, and today I'm going to share with you something vital that is going on, or something that we have to know as Africans and all people in general. First, I can say in this world we are now living in capitalism. As we know, many or most of the countries are in capitalism, and this capitalism is the one which rules the world, or the world now is under capitalism, like that. And this capitalism is the one of the thing that controls the democracy of the countries, because one of the leading capitalist nation is United States, and this United States is a very powerful nation in the world, as it is the leading country, or is the leading developed country in the world. So I can say if the leading country is under capitalism or is in capitalism, means most of the countries or many countries will be in capitalism. And through this capitalism is when the democracy of the country is going to be determined. Now the world has experienced a lot of things. One, the current thing that is going on in the world is about the capture of the president of Venezuela. Yeah, President Maduro has been captured by the military from United States, and the president of United States has declared that United States would run Venezuela. Now we see that United States has declared, or the president of United States has declared that United States will lead Venezuela. But what is within Venezuela? There is oil. In Venezuela there is oil, and this oil is something that is currently, I can say, is currently the thing that is mattering, I can say like that, the thing that is mostly needed by most of the country, because having oil in the nation and among the wealth that every country wishes to have, but some of the countries do not. So we see the United States has captured the president, and the president of United States, Donald Trump, has declared to run Venezuela. And not only to run Venezuela, also has declared or has said that we protect the oil that is in Venezuela. Now, here you can see that there is natural resources that are found. In Venezuela, there is natural resources that the United States, I think, needs at high quality or at high amount. That has decided to declare that we run and protect the oil from Venezuela. Once, I can say, under this system or under this capitalist world or under this going on world, there is no any investment which can be done in USA, because USA now is full, because there are a lot of people, a lot of industries, a lot of universities, big industries, big universities which have gone very viral, are found in the United States, in London, in general, I can say in Europe, United States. There are lots of things. But where is the place to invest? The place only that there is investment is in Africa. Now, let's come back in our continent, Africa. In Africa, there are lots of minerals. There are lots of natural resources, in short. There is oil, there is minerals, the thing that is mostly needed. Wonderful enough, let's take example as gold here. Africa is among of the place where there is many mines, or a lot of mines are found in Africa. But wonderful enough, the leading country in producing, or the leading country in gold is UK. Just assume, take it to the mind. There is no any mine that we found in the UK. There is no, or if they're there, just a few. But come to Africa, there are lots, there are many industries. There are many mines that produces gold, but the leading country is UK. Now, what is here between us? What is between Africa, the one which is the rich, and UK, the one which has a little amount of mines? And we see, take example a country like, this Nigeria. This is among the country that has oil. Yeah, there are oil there in Nigeria. And we see there are lots of things. There is these terroristic groups. There is many things there. But there is someone is entering here between. There is somebody called the USA. I can see is entering between, or has declared that will join the Arabs, that you join to fight against those Islamic groups. Now, why United States has declared to help the government of Nigeria to remove or to fight against those terrorist groups? Why not in Sudan? Why not in Somalia? In Nigeria only? Means that this United States keeps its military base in interest areas. Means that wherever there is United States army, or there is military base of United States, there is something else going on between. Mean that it fights or it finds interest area. Take example also a country like South Africa. Is among of the country, South Africa is among the country that is blessed. Is blessed in short. That's during Scramble 4, it was given the name of strategic area. Yeah, among the strategic area was South Africa. Means that has something special that attracts everyone. And United States also has been attracted to South Africa. Means that United States finds places to the interest that can keep its army, and other things can go on for its own interest. That's why he founds only the places with things that can say beneficial for its development, as its technology is very high. So it uses its technology to control the others who are here down, who are here in the poverty, who are fighting, suffering for poverty. Meaning that once comes in any country that is very poor and say that I'm helping you this and this, you're going to give me this. The country be led because he's fighting or is suffering from poverty. And most of the country are now fighting to move out from the poverty. So once it comes, no escape between the president and the country against USA. So we can see, or I can say that the countries or the nations should change the policies of the countries, because one among of the things that lets us down is policies. Because once we keep strategic, the policies which are, can say, policies which are very strong, they can stand. Those, they can help us in our development, because we are now being, I can say, as we are colonized, though we are under neo-colonialism because of our poor policies. Our policies are very poor, because there is something this called the SAPs. There is something called the SAPs, is now structured adjustment programs. These are conditions that enables the country to get loans. Now, is it impossible that the country can't get loan without any conditions? Is it impossible? Yes, I'm poor. I've come to ask you. I'm asking for this. Is it fair that if you want I help you, give me this, then I will help you? Is that a help or another thing else? So actually, I can say we should change our policies first. As once they keep for us those conditions, we should also keep the condition. As once you come, you need this, we should give you this, and also should listen what we are saying, because the minerals, because the resources are ours. Just assume minerals are ours. Once they want to buy, they give us condition. Is it fair or is it democracy? Actually, there is, you can say, poor policies in most of African nations. Policies are among of the things that's letting us down and leads to our development. That's most of the countries in Africa suffering from underdevelopment because of the policies that govern the country. I can say now, let's come. Many countries in Africa have been seen that are in coup d'etat. Many nations or other nations from abroad are saying Africa is under coup d'etat. Take example in Niger, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, there in Madagascar. Now, this is not a coup d'etat. It's not a coup d'etat, but this is revolution, because there are some people who have understood what the meaning of democracy. There are some people who have understood what the meaning of, what the meaning of dependence or independence in short. That's why once they see that there is a president in a position is not understanding, they push them away. Take example, a country like Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. The coup d'etat has taken place few years ago, and the current president is Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Just see yourself the developments from when the coup d'etat has happened to date. There is changes, a lot of changes, many things are happening. The thing that We didn't expect that they would happen, but they have happened after coup d'etat. So it means it was not coup d'etat, but it was revolution, because the people have now understood what the meaning of independence. So mean that this is the light that Africa is in great revolution. Can see it has happened in Mali, in Niger, Burkina Faso, Madagascar. So the countries are coming now. Peoples are now getting education, now getting determined that this is not in this way and we should do in this way. So this is the light that the countries or that the people have got, and not that they in other nations or other African nations people are not determined, no, but these are the ones who have decided to take action. They have decided to take action, and we see the development. As we see the three states, I mean in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, we can see that they have achieved, after the dictate, they have achieved great development, because the one who are in power currently are the one who understand what the meaning of people's interest, what the meaning of sovereignty, what the meaning of independence, what the meaning of dependence. They understand. That's why they have achieved they are now running, or as the countries now are going viral. Once you hear their messages, you say, where were we to remove our president? But it's not like that. So other countries, people are there who are determined and who are well understood. Now the problem comes to the place of taking action. So the message now is to take action. We should take action for what we are doing. People should take action so as to make development, or I can say people should take action so as to ensure development in our countries, as how Burkina Faso is going on, how Niger, how Mali, and tomorrow we must see our countries going on, is developing and say. So the message is we should take action, we should stand, and we should depend by our own, as how these countries are depending on themselves, we should depend too. So message to other Africans that we should stand by our own feet. We should, we should preserve our natural resources. We should maintain our sovereignty, because the thing that makes us living in better or good way, in short. So let's maintain our sovereignty, maintain our peace and our unity. We are going to do, or we are going to have something that is very, very good and very wonderful. And this goes to all Africans, because we are the one who are seen to be underdeveloped. We are the one who are seen to be under poor situations. So this message goes to us. Once we take care, or once we take them into the mind, at the end you're going to see Africa is a light continent. Now they will make inverse of their statement. Now they're calling us dark continent. Later on they will call us right and bright continent. Lastly, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and give us your comments. Or not, don't forget to share this video to all Africans who are here in the continent and those who are outside of the continent. Thanks.